Welcome back to today's video, everyone. Today I want to answer the question, if I had it to do all over again, what system would I choose? And I decided to put a line through Canon because I have used Canon for so long. It would be a new system. So what system would I choose? So let's get started. So obviously, with all the great cameras that are on the market, there are reasons to go with everybody. There's great reasons to go with Nikon. Sony has some amazing cameras and great reasons to go with them. Fuji has some great reasons. They make medium format, which is astounding. Panasonic has some good stuff. Olympus has some good stuff, but they don't have medium format or full frame, so that kind of rules Olympus out. But I did a lot of research, and so what I tried to do is I tried to figure out what camera system I would go with that would be under $10,000 for the cameras and the lenses if I was starting new. So I did quite a bit of research, and I've run a lot of numbers, and I've got the answer that I would come up with. So I'll try not to make this video too terrible long, but I'll go over what and why I would choose what. And the system I would choose will probably surprise some of you, but I'll go into why I would choose it. I would choose the Panasonic Lumix system to go with if Canon wasn't an option. And the reason is the Lumix S5 IIX would be my main camera. It is a 24 megapixel camera, 6K30, 100 to 51,200 ISO. It has the 2 memory card slots, which is an absolute requirement. You've got to have a camera that has 2 memory card slots if you're shooting weddings and events. It's just a have to. And you can get this camera with the 50mm 1.8 made by Lumix for $2,145. That's not bad for a #1 camera. So that would be my main camera that I would carry. Like right now I carry my R6 as my main camera. That would become my #1 camera. Now again, I don't believe all these cameras have dual pixel autofocus, but from a photographer's point of view, it's not quite as necessary as it is videographer, because I'm behind the camera as a photographer. I can control where the focus goes. Now, my backup camera, I found it used at KEH. It's the Lumix S5. It's a full frame camera also, 24 megapixels. And again, 2 memory card slots, because I don't want a camera that doesn't have 2 memory card slots. It's got the top LCD, which I think is cool. I like the top LCDs. I think they're very cool. A lot of the older models have that, and I got used to that for many years. And it's got a 3.2-inch screen on the back that you can use. So that's kind of handy to have a little bit bigger screen. But I found this camera at KEH for $889, which is an absolute steal to be a #2 camera. So having the S5 IIX and the S5 would be 2 great cameras as your main 1 and 2 cameras. Now the lenses that I added with those, the first camera came with the 50mm 1.8, but I would add these lenses to that list. I've got some notes, so I'm going to look at them. I would add the Sigma 24-70 2.8. You can get it for $899. Then I would get the Lumix 70-210 f4 version for $997. You can get the 35 f1.8 for $597. You can get the 16 f1.4 for $449. And then as my main lens overall, I would get the 24-70, the Leica version 2.8, and it's $1697. That's a fantastic lens. Anything Leica makes is just amazing quality. They make some great stuff. So that would be my main lens. But I also did name another 24-70 by Lumix because I want 2 of my main lenses. You guys know how I am about backups. You can't have enough, so your main lens, you need 2 of those in case one breaks. So got to have 2 of them. One, the Lumix would be fine in case of emergency, and the Leica would be the one that stayed on the camera most of the time. Now my #3 camera on this list probably won't surprise you if you've watched a lot of my videos, but I would pick the Lumix G9 Mark II. It's micro four thirds. I know people either love micro four thirds or they hate micro four thirds, but there's so much in those micro four thirds cameras. It's just hard to imagine some of the stuff they put in there that they just don't have in the full frame cameras. The micro four thirds, they have a 35-100. KEH has it for $527. KEH has the 12-35, which is the 24-70 equivalent f2.8. I have it for $388. And then just to have another Leica lens for the micro four thirds, I would add what's called the 25, or the equivalent of a 50mm f1.4, and KEH has it for $307. So that gives me a complete trinity of lenses basically for my micro four thirds, and all the lenses I need for my 2 main full frame cameras. All that comes up to a total, all the lenses, all the cameras, everything comes up to a total of $8,573. And that leaves you plenty of room to go buy your Godox V1s and your Godox AD200s and your soft boxes and your memory cards and that sort of stuff. So, you know, I had been asked before, what would I use if I had to start all over again? And honestly, I'm glad I don't have to start all over again after 40 years. I've done my 40 years. I've done a lot. I'm glad I don't have to start all over again. But if I did, this would be the system I would choose. And the numbers are the reason why. They make great equipment without astronomical prices. I mean, that $8,573, that's about the price of the new Canon R5 Mark II with the 24-105 f4. Not much difference, especially when you start buying memory cards. So that's just my opinion. You guys may have a different opinion. It's completely fine if you do. This is not something to argue about. This is just my opinion. If I had to start over, that's who I would choose. You may choose Sony, you may choose Nikon or anybody, and that's completely fine. Everybody needs to go with the system that works for them, that they like the most, that they're used to the menus, that they can work with the easiest. You know, I'm not trying to start an argument with anybody, but that's what I would do. Also, one thing I like about Lumix is all their new stuff, I believe, I'm 90% sure, I believe it comes with a 4-year warranty, which I think is more than any of the other companies. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. And that means a lot too. Of course, the stuff that I would get from KEHUs will come with a 6-month warranty. So, you know, I've been asked a couple times, what would you use if you had to start all over? That's what I would choose. So you guys let me know what you would choose if you had to start over. Let me know why. And what lenses you would use. If you're new and you're just getting into photography and you have questions over what I just talked about, you leave a comment down at the bottom, or you can send me an email. I'll be glad to help you out any way I can. And I won't push you toward one system or the other. I'll tell you what I know about each system and let you make that decision. Because like I said the other day, there's not a bad system you can get into these days. They're all fantastic cameras. We're helping you guys out. Give us a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and you guys have a great day.